Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video just kind of showing of how I'm using these fans a little bit more in depth because I know when I'm doing a video, it could definitely get a little bit confusing because it looks like there's just a bunch of random disco type lines on the charts. So I'm gonna kind of go a little bit more in depth on how I'm using them and kind of the theories that I'm using with the fans and just of how I'm getting those different levels and different confluences. So the thing with the fans, which I really like about them versus kind of more a static, say fib level, is say if we draw like a fib level from this high to this low right over here, you're gonna see that price does really respect those levels. As you can see, it does come directly into this golden pocket and then get a rejection. However, the thing is, you generally don't want to, when price does come into a level, you generally don't really want to use that level again because it already came up to it. And since these are very static, fixed levels, they don't really move with price too well in terms of adjusting. However, when you're using these fans more, say we're gonna do it from this low over here to this high, it kind of moves with price more, and you could leave them on for a lot longer period of time and get trades on it off of that same fan pool. Because the thing is, say if we're going to do it off of this level, you can see every time it comes to one of these lines, there's usually a trade you can take off of it. So one thing again is always you want to make sure that you are always using your magnet thing just to get the best levels on it. So let's go here, and then as you can see, after we pull it, we come down here. We have a perfect bounce off of this level over here. We come up almost perfectly to this one, and then we get a breakdown again. We come over here, we break past that, we come almost to this golden pocket on the fan, and then we continue going higher, and then we're kind of following it here, and then just ranging sideways till we break down again. And then where do we get a bounce from? Perfectly again from this blue line, and then it comes back up to this pink line, and then we have a breakdown past that, and then we then come up using that as resistance, and then sorry about that. And then yeah, just kind of ranging sideways again. So as you can see from just one fan pull, there's a lot of different trades you can take just off of that one fan pull, versus with a standard fib, you do get really nice bounces and moves off of those. However, as I was saying, you do have to draw them all the time. And I find that the fans, they are a lot more accurate. As you can see again, like when you're getting a bounce off of it, it's almost to the exact dollar. So that's why I'm always just waiting for price to come to a level before taking the trade. And I actually always set alerts. So you can't set alerts on the actual fan itself, but you could draw a trend line, and then you can just click right over here and then set an alert for yourself. So click there and then create alert. So you can do that one time, or you can have it reoccurring. So every time it would come up to somewhere along that line, it would alert you. So yeah, so that's one thing with the fans. Like I was saying, it's just it seems to find really really good trades all the time. And then how this kind of goes hand in hand with just your more standard TA of what you do want to look at. Obviously everything kind of always has a range, so this would be a big range in its own. But the thing is, instead of where you're using kind of your more standard TA, where it's, let me pull this up, say if you're going to be doing like a volume profile, if you're always just looking for shorts at the high, and then longs at the bottom, you do have to always have a lot more knowledge in terms of just what you're looking for. Like if you're looking for like a swing failure pattern, or if you're looking for price to come to maybe a weekly level, or just different order blocks, or things like that. Versus again with the fan, it does make it a lot easier because you will get a lot of good trades just off of that. Say again, we'll just draw a fan from this level right over here to this low right over there. And then as you can see, again, let's throw these this magnet on there, and then here. So yeah, so as you can see, once price is starting to come up, we we break out a little bit past this line, and then we start we form this channel. That's another thing with these bands, that a lot of times you'll see that price kind of respects these different channels in between the fans, and you'll see them a lot of times go from like bottom to high, bottom to high, bottom to high. So and then once it breaks out, as you can see, we come up to this blue line over here. We're finding some resistance, and then we break over it, and then we break under, and then we come up, use it as resistance, and then we come back down, and then resistance again. So you can see how it's always kind of dancing with those lines of the fan. So again, it gives you kind of an idea, and it's a little bit easier to predict what price is going to be doing than to have really static lines, just say across your screen, just like just really fixed, that are always going to be there. Those are also always good to have. Have them in a folder and turn them on and off. But again, like I said, I primarily use the fans just because me personally, I get really great trades off of them. And then also, when you're starting to get a little bit more complex in terms of it, let me delete these real quick. So say if you're starting to have multiple fans now, so say if you're going to do it from this low right over here to this high, and then you're going to do from this high to this low. Let's do that. This high to this low. So and you can see again, whenever there's intercepting lines, they make for amazing trades. So right over here we have an intercepting line. So we have this blue line from this more this fan from back here, and then we have this pink line, which is drawn from this high to this low. And then you can see once you come up to that level, you get a really strong rejection down, and then where we find support off of is this yellow line. So then we come back up to the white line, come back down, break above it a little bit, come back down, we break above it again, and then back into this golden pocket. So as I was saying again earlier, is that you can draw these lines, these fan poles, and keep them for a lot longer than just a kind of a more static fib from high to low. Because I mean, again, if you do that one from here to there, you do see we do break past it. We do break past it a bit, so it wouldn't have been as accurate of an entrance, because on the fan lines with that intercepting line theory, you get a rejection directly from it. Here you would have to kind of go in your lower time frames, and then starting to see what's playing out when you're using just the standard fibs, just because it's again, there's a little bit more playroom you always have to have with your stop loss. And then again, here you can see how it's always kind of ranging in that specific range until there's a breakout either to the upside, and then you could expect it to come to maybe this line and then be playing in that line again. If you lose that level, maybe come back down here or lower down, or if you're going higher up, you have these other fan lines to the top. So you can use those as support and resistance zones as well. So yeah, so I hope that better explains these different fan lines. And then the last thing I'll add on to that as well is these different, let me get rid of some of these brush tools real quick. So the last thing is the one main thing that I do use is the anchored VWAPs. I use those quite a bit because I do them from on the price action. I do them from like extreme highs and lows. So say if we're on this 4 hour right over here. 1 second. So I would be doing it from say like this low right over here. So this low, maybe this high over there, a little bit more local. You're kind of just pulling them from different areas, so you can see where there's a lot of congestion, and where you'll most likely be finding some sort of either support or resistance. So as you can see, like this area right over here, we're having multiple VWAPs kind of come in that area. So you can kind of conclude that this is a very strong area we have to get a pass, which, as you could also see, is that golden pocket from the fan pull as well. So in order to break that, once we break that, we would be showing a lot more strength on Bitcoin. And then once we break that, you could assume you'll probably come up a bit, use that as support. And then once you're getting into this, more macro VWAP, once you get over there, it's probably at that point going to be kind of intercepting with this blue line as well. So again, that would be definitely a good place where you would be wanting to look for a short from, because again, you're having a little bit more confluence with that blue line as well. So yeah, so that's something you'll definitely want to add onto your charts as well. And just kind of play around with the different things, and you'll see of what is working best. But like I was saying, this works amazing with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a ton of altcoins as well. I mean, I use those as different buy zones for more spot positions as well, and I get them really like sniper entrances from using these different fan pulls. So yeah, give it a try and let me know if you guys have any questions. But I hope this kind of explains it a little bit more.